What's up, guys? Frugal BC. Today we're answering the question, why does Algorand's price suck so much? And this is something we've talked about for a long time, but someone from a bigger account put that question out there asking why with all these innovations, all these things that have happened, all these partnerships on Algorand, why has the price action not been great? And, we're in the middle of a bear, we're just getting out of the bear market, we're going into the bull, but we've seen a lot of other coins really pump lately while Algorand has, it's gone up. We're happy not to be in that 8 to 10 cent range anymore. And if you bought into that, you're up quite a bit. But for a lot of people, we're still down. And this is something I've observed for a long time, that Algorand just simply doesn't pump the way a lot of other coins do. I'll give you my take as we go, but it was interesting to see all these responses. So I thought this would be an interesting video to go through, just kind of look at these responses to this question. Now, at one point, he did a follow-up and said, why are you guys getting so mad? And I didn't see a lot of those, but, it could be that they're buried further down. I didn't see a lot of angry posts. I saw a lot of explanations or disagreements, but not super tribal posts, I don't think. But anyway, I think this is a really interesting topic to get into, so we will do just that. But before we do, guys, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button, and as I always tell you, you don't have to smash it. You can just press it gently. It works just fine that way too. We're always doing the experiment, bringing you news, bringing you experiments, letting you know the good, the bad, and everything in between, because I just like to bring it to you straight. That's what we do here at Frugal BC. So, price action is one of the things I've been talking about for a long time, and I think that matches up pretty well with what we got going on here. By the way, also brought to you by non-fungible domains. If you want that .algo address after your name, you can get that in place of all those letters and numbers. It just makes doing everything on Algorand just so much simpler. So again, that is non-fungible domains. Link in the description. And we are brought to you by Fractal Monsters. They are a play-to-earn game on the Algorand blockchain. It's kind of a cross between Pokemon, Tamagotchi, and a little bit of Smash Brothers thrown in, depending on the mode you're playing. And you can play for free, or you can buy one of their little critters, NFTs, and unlock other stuff. And you can get a tamer NFT too, and really unlock the whole game. But either way, whatever you want to do, the link is down in the description below. So check both of those out to support the channel, and all our other things in the description. And let's get to this, because this came from Coin Trades, which is a pretty big account. Well, about 5,400 followers, so not like super huge, but bigger than my Twitter profile. And it was interesting to see the responses to this question. So why don't I just share my screen and show you. Here's what we got going on here. Okay. So CoinTrades asks, with all the advancements in partnerships with Algo over the last 4 years since launch, 4+ years since launch, why does it continue to slip and underperform other projects? Share your personal thoughts. So, the way they word that, I would word it as, why is the price slip? Because, it kind of belies the fact that most people still find that the most important thing about a crypto. And I get it. That's what a lot of us are here for. I think there's just so many other ways to make money on Algorand that part isn't as important. Of course, I want it to go up. Everyone wants it to go up, right? And I'll dive into this more, but I just think the UI is so good with Algorand compared to a lot of other crypto projects. I've had my problems with Gala, and boy, did I take heat for my last Gala video. But I'll tell you, my Gala that I won on one of the games is locked in the Gala account, and my transfer code is for some reason null and void, so I can't get it off. So that's way too centralized, right? This is very managed ecosystem. This is might as well be an exchange. In fact, it'd be easier if it was on the exchange. So stuff like that really frustrates me, and plus it's just a mess. On the other end is something like MetaMask, which is very not UI friendly, very just you really gotta kind of know what you're doing to use it. I can't stand it. It might have changed a lot. The last time I used it was a couple of years ago, and it got so frustrated I never wanted to use it again. So Algo is like a nice in between of those. And then all the dApps usually have pretty good UI. I mean, for crypto, because crypto UI in general sucks. I mean, it just sucks. There's a lot of engineers and not a lot of UI people working in crypto. That's my hypothesis, because everything is just so wonky and unworkable. But anyway, let's continue on with this. So anyway, he asked it underperform, and yeah, I would say underperform in terms of price certainly has been true. I mean, I'm up on. There's a lot of coins that that I bought in the late bear market that I'm already up like 4 or 5x on, and Algorand, well, if I bought it at the same time and I hadn't bought it earlier, I'd probably be up 2x, maybe 3, depending on when I bought it. So hard to say, but okay. So, and Madan, who I think I'm friends with him, he says, there's not enough users liquidity. It's irrelevant in the larger crypto world. There was a gross mismanagement of funds at the foundation. Can you believe they brushed off a $30 million losses if it was nothing? Without users, liquidity, devs won't come. And yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think it's less about liquidity though. It's more about users in general, which brings liquidity, but it also brings like people who are actually going to use your product. So it's a little bit of, it's hard to like separate the two, I guess, but it couldn't just be like a handful of whales because most projects wouldn't be successful with that. You would need a lot of users. So a network becomes more valuable the more users are on it. That's Metcalfe's law, I believe. So it would make sense, that's why a lot of people build on Ethereum, even though it's so wonky and there's so many problems with it, is because you just have that big user base. It's like, would you want to develop for Mac or Windows or like some brand new service that has like 1,000 people on it? You would develop something for Mac and Windows first, right? Kind of the same concept, I think, except I think it's exacerbated in the crypto world. We're going to go through a few of these. Wall Street Huddle says most of the massive announcements and partnerships have been within the last 3 to 6 months. Python hasn't even released yet. Incentivized staking hasn't launched. The Quantos Euro dollar was just announced a couple of months ago. I would expect 2024 to be a phenomenal year for Algorand. And CoinTrade responds, that's not true. There have been big partnerships and news announcements since I've been following Algo back in August 2020. A lot of good stuff lately, sure, but it seems like a lot less impactful now at this point. So this is a good point to bring up, that I don't think that stuff matters in terms of price. I think it matters in terms of like people feeling good about the exchange, but I don't think it even has that big effect. I think that has most effect on the people who are already using it. Well, think about it. I mean, this stuff gets announced every day on different chains. Has it ever made you go, well, gosh, Sui just had a partnership with ExxonMobil. I'm going to go use Sui now. I'm going to buy a bunch of Sui. I'm sure someone does that, but I don't think it's that strong of an effect, because I usually buy crypto when it's low in price and it has demonstrated that it tends to pump up. And I think a lot of it is just built around hype. I would like to dive more into what that means exactly, though, because I'm not sure what gives a project more hype than less. I know a lot of people, and we'll see this later on, will blame marketing, and I agree with that to an extent. I think they're doing more. They actually took Algorand Foundation they asked, but I don't think they even have to really. They took some clips from my interview with John Woods. They were asking for like high def, but I didn't have it. I just recorded it straight to YouTube. And they've been making like these little videos with them with all kinds of graphics and stuff. And yeah, I guess that's cool. It's kind of nice to get spread around like that. But I think I'm glad they're doing that now. I think they should have been doing that more. The fact that John Woods is being more out and center, and I think maybe Stacy is a little bit more too. Weirdly enough, I asked her about being on the channel, kind of in a funny way on Twitter. I said, when Stacy, and she said, when invite, and I said, yeah, have your team reach out and give me a date in later January, and I haven't heard anything. So we'll see. Let's go back to this though. That's enough of that. Let's see. Yeah, and Elder sums it up, just what I was saying. Simple, crypto is a hype-driven asset. This will change as we see more real-world asset projects go live. RWA. Maybe. I think when people are going to get more excited about projects than they are Algorand. So I think if we have stuff that really draws people in, I think Lofty could do that. Now, I've had my criticism of Lofty, but I think overall, it's getting better. There was a kind of a rough period there. Let's see what Casey at Spindle Press says. By the way, I bought one of the issues and I haven't gone in to figure out how to read it yet, but it's pretty cheap. It's like 5 algo. Just go buy one. Give him a little love, huh? I think the disbursement of tokens created way too much sell pressure. Yeah, that probably doesn't help. And buy pressure hasn't been enough to offset it. Hopefully the majority of that is behind us, though. I think so. Well, 8 million, more than 8 million tokens of the 10 million, billion. Boy, I always screw that up. 8 billion of the 10 billion tokens are out now. Oh man, boy, my comments will still probably be full of people. Are you dummy? Well, it was a mistake. Yeah, this person just says overall market morale, but and then why algo and not for Sol? Trex near, yeah, near has done crazy good. Near got off to a little bit of a slow start compared to some of the coins like Sol, but then it's way up. I bought, my average was like 114 or 117 or something like that, and it's about 3x up now from that. So let's see. Yeah, never needed to use algo, and it just sits on an exchange wallet doing nothing. See, no dApps I've seen were trying out nothing I need algo to do other chains can't. Well, for one thing, it's way faster than most of them. It's more reliable. I mean, I guess so, but I disagree with that. Algo is like my favorite for actually using it. That's one of the things I talk about. So people kind of gave me a hard time about that, and they're like, oh, so you just like using it and not actually making any money. What's the point? I'm like, well, I do make money, but like mine, for example, are all staked in tiny man farms, and then I'm earning on governance besides that. So that's that's valuable, just to have that in there and have it earning every day. I like that. That's valuable. I play games like I'm playing I got a Bork, so I'm playing the arcade there, the Yomo and Hurley's arcade, which is a lot of fun. I should do a video on that sometime. Pretty low stakes, which is you buy the thing, it's like, I don't know, $25, and then you can win NFTs. I don't know what that person was talking about. Governance early was a disaster. Was it though? I feel like governance has become a disaster. Or maybe it's just become uninteresting to me. Like they were giving you were getting pretty high percentages early on. Now it's kind of gone down. Just seeing if there's anything interesting. And, one thing they didn't mention here is like, it was basically a botched launch. It launched at like 3 something. It's never gotten close to that since. Yeah, and Fantastic, he's just saying, crypto price, speculative and trend driven. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, and he says when people ask for marketing to solve this, what they really mean is puffery and obfuscation. And I don't know about that. I think that's what some chains do though, but I think you can put that out there. It is though. The price is very speculative. So thinking these prices are tied to utility and stuff like that, it's just not. I wish it was, but there's no point in wishing that the way things were. I mean, you can, but the more important thing is like, how is it actually? That's what matters. Let's see, Crypto 411. This is Adam Bergman. If you didn't know, he just said, yeah, public relations, no marketing or public relations. Other than now, John Wood's coming out. He says it's a year too late. Yeah, I mean, I'd always love to go backwards, but I'll tell you, back when, what's his name now? Sean Ford, when he was the CEO of Algorand Inc., he said in a video that he thought the tech would sell itself. And I was like, yeah, that's not, the best tech doesn't always win. Look at VHS and Betamax. Betamax had superior picture and sound, but VHS won the day. Let's see, Gabe thought it was the accelerated vesting program. Tokenomics during the bear market, lack of marketing besides FIFA. Yeah, FIFA wasn't marketing, by the way. FIFA was the opposite of marketing. FIFA was like the worst. FIFA was like, oh, we're going to be blockchain partners. Also, not only are we never going to mention Algorand anywhere, but we're not going to like try to sell the NFTs to anybody besides the Algorand community. So it ended up being kind of a cash grab. I was pretty disappointed by that. Yeah, and there's just not much different. One more little stab at the foundation says they enriched family and friends, never listened to the community, never acknowledged any fault, hence continuous bad investments. End of the day, 80% of tokens distributed with nothing to show for it. Yeah, and the Coin Trades agrees. I'd say, yeah. He says, completely dropped the ball in managing algo. It's really hard to anyone to disprove that they could have done, or I think he meant that they couldn't have done way better. I think it was what he was trying to say. Yeah, it just seems like, it seems like they're spending a lot of money. There's apparently a team that's available to do these videos on my behalf. And I guess, on one hand, you can't complain about marketing and then complain that they're doing the marketing. But even booking the call with John, there was like 2 different people involved in just booking a meeting. I'm like, come on, I'm doing this on my own. Plus, I have a full-time job and another side project besides my YouTube channel. And I do this stuff myself. So it seems a little, I don't know. I think they're probably a little overstaffed. They would probably disagree with that, but it's like, it doesn't seem like a team that's trying to be nimble. And they've gotten rid of some people that I thought were like head of gaming. That seems like a good position to have, I guess. I don't, it was kind of weird that they got rid of that, but I think there has been some downsizing from what I've seen, so I don't know. But so, you know, all this might leave you with a bad impression. I still think Algorand's probably going to hit the $3 to $5 range. I think at some point he said that as well. And weirdly, he retweeted himself later and said something about the bad sentiment, but it seemed like everyone was agreeing with him. So I don't know if, obviously we didn't go through all the responses, so he probably got some that were negative, and I get that. If you attack any coin, people get mad. I thought most of that stuff was reasoned, even if I didn't agree with it. There were reasonable arguments to make, and that's a lot different than the Invest Answer in video, where he just like made stuff up or cherry picked data or like didn't provide context. I mean, it was just the worst data manipulation that I've seen in a while. And so that's why I had to address it. This was a little different. I think these are legitimate critiques. One thing that it got mentioned somewhere, but it didn't come up in the video, is the hiring of Jessica as CMO. And, you know, John kind of explained that on my channel, that was a bit of a mistake. Yeah, I don't think she really found her footing, and I don't think it was a good fit. I would have liked to see someone, and I've said this before, I kind of thought this in the beginning, but I thought, well, we'll see what happens. But I would rather someone who like helped lead a startup, they would then was like in part of a marketing team at a big company like Nike, because it's like really easy to kind of like slip through the cracks, or, you know, at these big companies. And Sean Purry on My First Million was talking about this. He's like, if you want to develop skills, you want to go to like a startup or a smaller company, because you're going to get your hands on a lot of stuff. You're going to get a lot of experience. Whereas a bigger company, like, you're just not going to get to do that much stuff because there's so many people, and it's like really easy to kind of get lost in the forest, so to speak. So I think that was kind of the situation with Jessica, and I kind of wondered about that, because I'm like, well, she didn't lead a marketing department. She just worked in the marketing department. So you don't really know what her skill set is. And, well, apparently it didn't really translate to crypto. She didn't really reach out to the community, which I think would have been really important. Maybe at Nike you wouldn't have to do that, but at a crypto place, like, people want to hear from you, they want to see you, and they want to hear what you're working on. It's all about transparency in crypto. So I think that was I think moves like that kind of frustrate the community sometimes, and that's maybe some of the reason why we're seeing what we're seeing. But I still love Algorand. It's the chain I like to use. I like to put it to work. So I don't necessarily make money on price action. I make money on farming and various things like that. You can see my Tiny Man video to see my approach. The only thing I added was putting those pairs into governance this period. And it's the thing, like, if I lose it, I lose it. You know, I'm still making money on those stuff. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Why do you think Algorand's price has been troubled, to say the least? And or do you maybe don't even think that's true? I don't know. There's an argument to be made that it's not doing that bad in some ways. Maybe. Anyway, I'm Frugal BC. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the future.